What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live here on a Monday. It's another game day for your Portland Trail Blazers. We got the Blazers taking on the Denver Nuggets later tonight. We'll preview that game after picks against the spread. The Blazers 3-0. We'll see if they can go 4-0 for the first time since the 1999 to 2000 season. Eric, how's your Monday going?
Pretty good. Just excited for the possibilities of a 4-0 start tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to this matchup against Denver. But let's jump into picks against the spread. Hint, Denver is favored. That might be a clean sweep. We'll see. But picks against the spread. So this slide wasn't supposed to come up first, but it is an automatic slideshow. Here are the records, okay? There's a teaser for the next slide. Here are the records. Eric 6-6. Everybody else struggled. Yeah, I need to switch it off slideshow. Hold on. I'm also going to do this season like picks versus underdogs and favorites. All right? I figured that'd be a cool thing to look at through the course of the season. That's why this is a slideshow, by the way. So let me just switch that from automatic to manual. There we go. All right. Cool. So, 6-6. Eric, you had a good day, man. Everybody else lost their double down.
Feel like a good day, but I'll take it being first.
Yep. So we got pick percentage on the right with these new standings. But everybody lost their double down except Jackson, who will have to double down twice today. Trevin won his. We struggled on double downs last year, and it continued yesterday. But Eric, 6-6, not much separation here, 1-8. And then this second slide isn't showing up. I'll figure it out for the next stream. But it was interesting to look at like pick percentages for underdogs and favorites. So next stream, I will have that up. But let's jump into game number 1. You got Philadelphia hosting the Indiana Pacers. And the Sixers are a 12-point favorite.
For the Pacers, they're without Miles Turner from that foot injury before the opening night game. And Daniel Tice is also out. The 76ers don't list anyone on their injury report.
Alrighty, there's your chat poll. And then definitely let me know if anybody sends you their picks.
I did not get anyone's picks. I know Arrow Manser said he was probably not going to be able to do it, but I didn't get picks from him, so. Connor says 76ers.
All right, Connor roll with the Sixers. Picks here. Connor.
Zach Pacers. Right.
I'm going to go with the Pacers as well.
Trevin 76ers. Man, I don't feel good about this game, but I'm going to take the 76ers, even though that kind of goes against my normal method. But I feel like at 0-3, they're going to come out and just be locked in tonight and focused, and Embiid will finally have a great game without Miles Turner. So,
alrighty. You went Sixers, so we're waiting on Jackson and Aeromancer.
Neither are in chat.
Luckily, there's only one game starting at 4. And then I will end this chat poll in a second. By the way, ignore the against the spread records under these graphics. I was looking at the wrong thing. So next stream should have full complement of everything we're trying to do here. Looks like chat is rolling with you, Eric. They're going with the 76ers. And Jackson and Aeromancer will wait a little bit more and then we'll move on. What's up, Isaac? All right, you ready to move on?
Yep.
All right, well, hopefully those two guys can get their picks in. Just send them the spread, and then everything else from here on out tips off at 4:40 or later. So game number 2, you got the Miami Heat taking on the Toronto Raptors. Miami is a 3.5-point home favorite.
The Raptors are without Otto Porter and Scotty Barnes in this one. The Heat have Nikola Jovic and Caleb Martin both suspended, and Omer Yurtseven is out along with Victor Oladipo out.
All right, chat, there's your poll. I'm going with the Heat.
They didn't burn you enough last time?
Dude, they always burn me, and I always still go with them, man. If they don't work out for me today, I will never go with the Heat again. All right, I'm pretty much at that point.
I'm gonna go with the Raptors.
Take the point. Raptors.
Jackson, you missed the Philadelphia favored by 12 against the Pacers. Jackson also went Raptors, but don't have his pick for the other game. Zach went Raptors, Connor Heat with you.
All right. What's up, Connor? Jackson Raptors. You said Zach went Raptors?
Jackson picked Pacers in the other game.
All right, who else went Raptors? Zach?
Zach, yes.
All right. And in the other
and
game...
Trevin also went Raptors.
Jackson went Pacers. All right, Trevin also Raptors. And then chat is going with the Miami Heat. Alrighty. Hopefully Aeromancer can make his way here. Next up, we got the Knicks hosting the Magic. The Knicks are 7.5-point home favorites.
All right, so chat what Heats. Let me just update my thing real quick. The Magic are without Jonathan Isaac, Gary Harris, Markelle Fultz, Mo Wagner, and Jalen Suggs. The Knicks are without Quentin Grimes.
Alrighty, I'm going... I'll make my pick in a second. I'm gonna wait on that one.
Even though the Magic haven't played well, I'm still going to take the points here and go with the Magic.
All right, Eric going with the Magic.
Trevin, Jackson, both Knicks.
I'm also going to go with the Knicks. Connor's going Magic. Zach is going with the Knicks.
All right, I got Arrow's picks whenever you want them.
All right, I'm ready.
He's got Indiana for the first game.
Okay.
The Raptors for the second game.
Alrighty.
And Orlando for this one.
Alrighty, Orlando. And then chat is rolling with Orlando as well. I'm not keeping track of percentages.
I got it.
Okay, cool. Split vote on game number 3 between the Knicks and the Magic. Game number 4. Yes, the up next is a little broken. I thought there was 6 games before this, chat. There's 8. So when I made the up next, there's 4 more games after this, not 2. Anyway, just ignore that. Chicago's taking on Boston. Eric in Chicago, and Boston's a 5.5-point road favorite.
All right. So in this one, the Celtics are, of course, without Robert Williams and Danilo Gallinari. The Bulls are without Lonzo Ball, and Alex Caruso is probable as of last check.
So Zach LaVine back then?
Yes, LaVine played Saturday, I think.
Okay. Boston for Trevin and Connor.
Zach is going Bulls. I'm going to go with the Celtics.
All right, Eric going with Celtics. I'm going to go with the Bulls. I feel like I always pick the Bulls and the Heat.
You hate the Bulls.
I pick them on day 1, so now I'm picking them. Zach and Jackson going Bulls. All right, and then Aeromancer, what do you go with?
Aeromancer is Celtics.
Oh, we could have had a pattern. A Christmas pattern. Celtics for chat as well. Looks like 66%. Alrighty, me, Zach, Jackson, Bulls, everybody else Celtics. Game number 5, you got the Houston Rockets hosting the 3-0 Utah Jazz. Utah's a 2-point road favorite.
So for the Jazz, they're only without Azubuike. The Rockets are without Bruno Fernando, Jayshawn Tate, Ty Washington, and Alperen Şengün was also a late scratch in this one as well. And the Jazz are coming off of back-to-back.
It's always weird second picks against the spread of the season to try and figure out which team's starts I want to put stock in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether I should put stock in Utah or not. Back-to-back, 2-point road favorite. Connor and Jackson going Rockets, Trevin going Utah.
I'm going to go Utah. Aeromancer, Utah.
I said Jackson and Connor, right? Yeah, Jackson and Connor. Trevin. Jazz. I'm going to go Utah as well. If Şengün was playing, then I probably would have went Rockets, but without him, it's tough.
Yeah.
Zach says Jazz. If Bruno was playing, the Rockets should for sure win, but since he's not, the Jazz continue their streak. All right. With no Bruno Fernando, Zach's going Jazz, and then chat's going Jazz as well.
Who would have thought that comment would be uttered this year?
What? The Bruno Fernando one?
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very strange. All right, so this is the last game of the day, but this is going to be the 6 of 8. We got Portland. Oh, wait, no, not Sacramento. Actually, I'll just do it 6 of 8. I'll just do it that way. We got Memphis hosting the Brooklyn Nets. Memphis is a 1-point home favorite.
The Nets are without Seth Curry, TJ Warren, and Markieff Morris. Grizzlies are without Jaren Jackson, Danny Green. Dylan Brooks is a game-time decision, and Zaire Williams is questionable.
Alrighty. Paulie Ross, $2 donation, says, Sup, G's, pick one, Watford or Eubanks when Trendon's back. Depends on the matchup. If it's a small lineup, Watford. If it's a bigger lineup, Eubanks. Right, Eric? Is that what you do?
I agree, yeah.
Cool.
It'd be interesting to see what Billups decides on that, though.
Yeah, for sure. Connor going with the Memphis Grizzlies.
I'm going with the Nets. Aeromancer is Grizzlies.
All right. Okay, you went Nets. Aeromancer went Grizzlies. What was the other pick? Connor, Jackson, and Trevin are all Memphis. I'm also going to go with the Nets. What's up, Gabe? Gabe says to hit the like, so you better listen to Gabe. That's how it works over here. Alright, chat 53% Memphis, and then we need Zach.
Zach said Nets because Joe embarrassed me in front of my mom the other day. I'd like to know how.
He said Nets?
Yeah.
Oh, man. We could have had me and you versus the world. Tough scenes. Alright, so me, Eric, Zach going Nets, everybody else going Grizzlies. Look at the way that graphic split up. Anyway, let's move on to the next game, which is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves hosting the San Antonio Spurs. Minnesota is an 8.5-point home favorite.
And in this one, we got no injuries listed for the Spurs. They did waive Hall today and picked up Massey on a two-way. And they do also, they sent a bunch of guys, including Malachi Branham, down to their G League team. So they are without some into-the-bench guys. But Timberwolves without Kyle Anderson and Austin Rivers in this one, and they're on a back-to-back.
Alrighty. This is a tough game. San Antonio just beat Philadelphia on the road at that. Alright, I'm going to go with the Spurs.
I'm also going to take the points and pick the Spurs. Zach and Jackson also took them. Aeromancer and Trevin are on the Wolves. Connor says he's going to be late. He's on a call.
All right. You said Aeromancer and Trevin took the Wolves?
Yes.
And Zach took the Spurs?
Yes.
Yeah, Zach took the Spurs. And chat barely takes the Spurs. And then we'll circle back to Connor as Connor is working. All right, so final game is going to be the Portland Trail Blazers hosting the Denver Nuggets. And Denver, believe it or not, is a 4.5-point road favorite.
Yeah, that's because the Blazers are on a back-to-back. Of course, from yesterday, at least that was an early game, so they got a few extra hours of rest. The Nuggets don't have anyone listed on their injury report. Blazers still have Gary Payton II, Trendon Watford out. And then Justice Winslow is questionable, so we won't know if he's going to play or not.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm going Blazers.
Aeromancer is also going Blazers. I am going to do the hopefully reverse jinx and not care if I lose this one and pick the Nuggets.
All right, Eric with the reverse jinx.
And then
let's see what tone we set this year with that. Jackson Blazers. Zach says Denver easy money.
Trevin also went Nuggets.
Trevin goes with the Nuggets. And then chat is going with the Blazers at 69%. Alrighty. Connor, just double back and give your picks. Let's move on to double downs. I need to hide these picks. There we go.
This Jackson with Blazers.
Yep. I am... Dude, I want to double down on the Heat again.
Nice.
But I don't know if I want to do it, you know? Don't write it yet. I was thinking out loud. Oh, my goodness.
Chat's double down is the Blazers.
Surprise.
Guys, I said reverse jinx. Leave me alone. Trevin's Boston.
I'm going to go Heat again.
How could they do you wrong 2 times in a row? Right? What could go wrong?
They screwed me over so much last year. What am I doing? What'd you say Trevin went?
Celtics. Zach is going with Nets as his double down.
Not ready? What are you going with, Eric? Jackson just scrubbed the playback.
Since my double downs suck, I'm going to go with the 76ers as my double down.
Alright, 76ers. I would go back through the games, but I only have 6 of the 8 slides set up. I had to do 3 games on one slide, the last 3, so just scrub back. Should be pretty easy. Alright, Aeromancer, what'd he go with?
How much longer are you going to be on?
Like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Jackson went Knicks.
Alright, Jackson went with the New York Knicks.
Let me see.
No duplicates on double downs. Connor goes T-Wolves for that game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not for double down, for the game.
And then Blazers Nuggets is the only other game we need from Connor still.
Yep. And then double down. Wait, Jackson went Knicks, not Connor.
Aeromancer is going with the Grizzlies as his double down.
Alrighty. Still no duplicates.
That's a head-to-head with Zach, too. I like it.
Spicy. Connor's going Nuggets. For that game, I'll put it in here. Split vote on Portland versus the Nuggets. Is that correct?
Yep.
A little surprised by that. Figured it might be a sweep for Portland.
Another
And
head.
Connor's
And
double down. Connor, give me your double down. Cave Baby Berserkers. I like your name. Double down on the Magic. Is that head to head with anyone? We got some spiciness for today, man.
that's with the Knicks and Jackson, yeah.
He's taking on Jackson. Look at that.
Well,
Also, I changed the Magic logo. I think that logo looks a lot better than what I had before.
the best part about that is at least 2 people will win their double downs, so we'll do better on double downs than last
Yeah.
time.
Oh, Jackson, you need to double down on a second game, bro.
Oh, yeah. 2 games for Jackson. There was a push last game.
Yeah, Jackson's double down was a push.
The Hawks. I saw that, Chris. Yeah, Zach, he was trying not to get it confused with his double down. Oh, let's go.
I don't know what you said let's go for, but I'm glad you're hyped.
Jackson says Pacers as his other one. Oh, there's another one against me. All right.
We got conflicting interest. All right, there, Jackson. I got both your logos up there. Knicks and Pacers. If one of these games pushes, I'm going to rage, all right? So hopefully they're both half-point spreads. Anyway, good luck to everyone today. As I said, that is the picks against the spread standings. And then let me see if I can get this in here. Why won't it show up? That's so glitchy to me. I want to show you guys what I was doing. Hold on. Alright, so that's the other slide I'm going to do as part of the standings, alright? I'm going to do records on favorites and underdogs. And then I'm going to do, which way people skew, like towards favorites or towards underdogs. I figured that'd be interesting to look at, fun to add on here. So anyway, that is... What do you think about that, Eric? You like that? Is that fun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as you keep up with it, yep.
Yeah. And that's what we got the spreadsheet for. So it shouldn't be too difficult. Anyway, that is
Tori,
picks
check
against the spread.
Discord real quick.
Yeah. I'll do it. I'll do it next stream. Yeah. I have to do it in the first 5 minutes. So, yeah. I forgot. So, yeah, whatever. That's fine. I'll put it up there. Because BetOnline as a sponsor makes more sense for picks against the spread than anything. I got the spreads off BetOnline. So, yeah, that's where the spreads are based on. But, yeah, forgot to mention them first 5 minutes. So, I don't know how it goes. But that's what I'm supposed to do. That's why I always do it early in post-game shows. So, anyway, that is picks against the spread. Let's preview this game. We got a little bit of time. We got a Tinder bot in chat. Where's Taylor Packer at? The Blazers are 3-0. Second night of a back-to-back. At home against the Denver Nuggets, who are kind of a rival now. And it's a good thing Taylor Packer's here. Awesome. Perfect timing. What are the keys for Portland to take care of business tonight, Eric?
Well, I think number one, it starts with containing Jokic, which is always the test when you play Denver, whether that's Nurk staying out of foul trouble and being available on the floor, or Eubanks stepping up with that second unit and doing his best to try and stay with him. We just need those two big guys to play their best tonight if we want a chance.
Yep, and then I think getting Anthony Simons going will be a huge key for this starting lineup to hopefully outperform Denver's. I have confidence in the Blazer bench being able to hold par with Denver's. Denver's bench has really struggled so far this season, and Denver's a team that is not playing all that well right now. They lost on opening night to the Utah Jazz. It was in Utah, but they lost to the Jazz by 21, and then they most recently barely beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. It was 122 to 117. Let me go and find that box score real quick. But I watched bits and parts of that game. Came away with it. Their bench struggled. They were running a bench lineup, I think, without Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and Nikola Jokic at a certain point, and just didn't have enough shot creation.
I think they're still limiting Jamal Murray's minutes, so that's part of it too.
Yeah. Jamal Murray played 28 minutes his last game, 16 points, 5 assists, 6 for 12 from the field. Jokic had a wild triple-double, 19 points, 16 rebounds, 13 assists, 6 for 10. So obviously Jokic is going to do what he does. Slowing him down is all you can hope to do. You don't want him going off for 30-plus points. You don't want Nurkic in foul trouble and then having to put Drew Eubanks on him. So that is definitely one of the biggest keys. But their bench didn't even play that bad last game, Eric. I mean, Jeff Green was 5 for 5. Christian Brown, who's the rookie, was drafted this past year, was 3 for 5, 3 for 4 from 3. The rookie out of Kansas just won a national championship. Bones Highland was 0 for 5. Bruce Brown 2 for 8, but he's more of a defensive player. And then Zeke Naji was the 5th guy off their bench. He was 2 for 3. But when you look at their bench, plus-minus wise, Zeke Naji minus 10, Jeff Green minus 14, Bones Highland minus 15, Christian Brown minus 14. So all that says to me is the Blazers have to win the minutes that Nikola Jokic is not on the floor. And last game he was on the floor for 39 minutes. So there's only 9 minutes where he's off the floor. But when he was on the floor, he was a plus 18. When he was off the floor, the Denver Nuggets against the Oklahoma City Thunder were a minus 13 in 9 minutes. So win the non-Nikola Jokic minutes are going to be key for Portland, I think, and then try and slow him down when he's on the floor.
Yep. And
Chat, any other keys? Give them in chat. Go ahead.
Well, chat's mentioning that they did beat the Warriors, which is a good win for them. So yeah, it's maybe a little bit of playing down to their competition or not getting up for the OKCs in Utah, but getting up for the big games. And I think they'll think tonight is a big game based on our 3-0 start. And like you mentioned, kind of developing that rivalry, playing them twice in the playoffs recently. I am kind of worried because on offense, at least, Michael Porter Jr. is a much better shooter and scorer than Cam Johnson was on Friday. And he's been playing or shooting the ball well so far this season. So can't leave him as open as we left Cam Johnson in that game. So not only stopping Jokic, but making sure the rotations are set up to close out on him as well.
Well, how do you match up against Denver then? I'll let you answer that. Because they start Murray, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic.
I was actually thinking about this, and obviously they're probably going to run Jamal Murray pick and rolls with Jokic the most when Murray's in the game. What about a strategy of purposely not having the guy you want Murray guarding him, and then having, once they pick, just have the big stay home, but have like Grant, if you want Grant on Murray or whatever, Hart, be the guy that comes up and hedges that screen and switches onto Murray, and then the other guys like rotate, like whether it's Dame or Ant rotates the backside, and then we have Hart or
so like an off-ball defender take the place of the guy guarding the screener in terms of the hedge. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it would take the other three players to get back and rotate properly, which is a little bit worrisome, but
yeah, if that's something they've worked on, sure, but if that's something they haven't worked on, I don't trust them to get that right, you know?
Right. But if you're just playing the matchups, I would put I think you got to put Grant on Michael Porter Jr., unfortunately, just because he's got the most length because he shoots so high. And then I think the other three are, I think you pretty much then have to put Hart on Gordon because he's the only one like physical enough to do that. And then, so then you have to have Ant on Jamal Murray, I guess, and Dame on KCP. It's probably how I do it.
Yeah, Ant or Hart on Jamal Murray.
The
thing is, if you have Hart on Jamal Murray, then you have to put one of Dame or Ant on Aaron Gordon. I mean, I don't know if Aaron Gordon will like truly make the Blazers pay if they do that. And that's the thing. It's like if they're running their offense through Aaron Gordon, trying to take advantage of that mismatch, is that truly a bad thing for the Blazers if they're not running it through Jokic? But then again, you get into some high-low stuff that Jokic can pick the Blazers apart on. Aaron Gordon around the rim, being an athletic big, just jumping over Ant or Dame. So yeah, you probably can't get away with it. Ant getting through screens for like guarding Jamal Murray. I would probably put Ant on Jamal Murray.
Yeah, I think we played Denver when it still mattered last year, or we thought it still mattered, I guess. Gordon was doing a nice job of cutting when he had a smaller guy on him, so that might be something that they're already able to exploit. So, but honestly, as long as we don't have breakdowns in the rotations, this is a good team to run zone against, I think, because then you don't really have to worry about who the guy guarding the pick and roll is, and you can just stay home on Jokic. Yes, he'd have a guard on him up top, but you'd have Nurkic in the middle of the paint waiting for him if he gets by that player.
I just feel like they'll pick apart the gaps of the zone with Jokic's passing, especially since he has no problem passing over guards. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He'll have free reign to pass from the top of the arc, the elbow even. I think Nurkic takes him if he's elbow or below, but I feel like because they know how to cut off Jokic, so it's I feel like zone defense could be a problem for the Blazers because they'll have guys that cut into the gaps, get the ball in those gaps, collapse the zone, then kick out for threes or get layups. And the Blazers zone gave up a lot of open threes against Phoenix and gave up layups against the Lakers. Mm-hmm. I would like to see the defensive rating of the Blazers when they run zone and analytically how that looks. I don't know where to find that, though, to be quite honest with you. So, it's tough, man. It's a tough team to guard. They're going to try some zone. I would be surprised if they haven't because they've run a lot of zone the first 3 games. I'm just a little worried as to it getting picked apart with Jokic.
Well, what I would do is put Dame and Ant up top and just have those two guard the pick and roll no matter what happens, and have the other 3 match up with the other 3 players. So not really a zone, just match up so they don't lose any of them. And then just switch the pick and roll. And yes, you'd have Ant or Dame on Jokic, but as long as he's above the 3-point line and popping, you're fine. If he rolls, then Nurkic helps and they rotate back to with the other guards. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you got to put Jeremy Grant on Michael Porter trash can.
This is definitely the biggest test of the defense so far.
Yeah, you got, yeah. I mean, Greg Hughes says I would put Grant on Gordon and Hart on Porter. I mean, Hart is not lengthy enough to guard Porter because Porter is a really good shooter, 6'10", high release point, and if has smaller guys on him, he's very comfortable shooting with them in his space because he knows he can shoot over them. Josh Hart won't be able to effectively contest MPJ's jump shot. That's the problem, and that guy could get going. So that's why I think you have to put Grant on him, because Grant has the length and the athleticism to at least contest his shot, make him think about shooting certain shots.
Would you double Jokic at all?
I'd mix it up.
Yeah.
You can't give him the same look the entire game. You know, mix it up.
You also can't double if it's late or he sees it coming. You have to sneak someone from the baseline or from the opposite way he's facing to make sure he doesn't see it. Because if he does, he'll pick that apart.
Yep, I still think you just play straight up.
Especially with Nurk, probably straight up.
Straight up to start, and then see how that goes, and see what adjustments you need to make, and then try and adjust from there. I mean, this is a test for Chauncey and his defensive scheming.
The only way you double him, I think, is for example, the sharp steal last night where LeBron doesn't see him, and he comes and steals the ball, or he spins and it's right into the double team because he didn't know that there was a guy there. So that's the only way I double him. But yeah, I think because he's looking to pass a lot more than shoot. I mean, he still looks to shoot a lot, but I mean, he's gonna get his. So I'd rather just take your chances with him shooting a contested shot than him giving up getting wide open threes and
Yeah.
cuts to Aaron Gordon for dunks and stuff like that.
The thing is, though, I don't think Denver can guard Portland.
Yeah.
Who do you put Michael Porter Jr. on? We talk about our matchups for the other team. Let's flip it around for a second. You put Michael Porter Jr. on Jeremy Grant? If that's the case, Jeremy Grant should have at least 20 and needs to be aggressive. Whoever Michael Porter Jr. is guarding needs to be aggressive. He is not a good defensive player.
My guess is they'll put him on Hart, and
Hart needs to be aggressive then, Hart needs to shoot the open threes when he gets them and then attack.
They'll probably live with Hart shooting since he's been hesitant to do so far. And unless that starts killing them, hopefully it does. But yeah, I think they'll put him on Hart to begin with. I mean, but Hart can get by him too.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Hart is Hart needs to force him out to the 3-point line because then he can get by him. Mm-hmm. So Hart has to shoot open threes when he has them. That is absolutely a key. If they put Michael Porter Jr. on Josh Hart, that is absolutely a key. Because I mean, Ant hasn't shot the ball the best. Yeah, Dame will get his. It's like you need these other guys because Dame the past 2 games hasn't had a lot of offensive help in the starting lineup. Like Grant had a solid game last game, but nobody else did. The game before, like Nurk had a solid game, but nobody else did. You need multiple guys to step up. Like the Blazers could put 125 on the board tonight if it's clicking offensively. If Josh Hart is being guarded by MPJ and he's shooting threes and able to knock down enough to make him come out and then attack and collapse the defense and get things moving, awesome. Because Jamal Murray's also going to have to guard someone, and he was never the best defensive player, and now he's coming back off this injury.
My guess is they'll put KCP to start on Dame, and then Murray's on Ant. So back to your key is I think you got to get Ant going. Hopefully he has a big game tonight.
Yeah, this is a game for the other guys. Like I would love Dame to have his 3rd straight 40-point game. By the way, he just won Player of the Week. His first week back healthy in the NBA, he wins Player of the Week. I love it. But this is a game for the other guys. Like Dame could get going and have a great game. He's done it against Denver before, but you can't just go into each game like, okay, Dame's going to score 40 for us and we're going to win because of it. Especially when you're going up against an MVP in Nikola Jokic who can also have a similar impact on a game. You need other guys to step up and outperform their role players. So Hart needs to be aggressive. Grant needs to be aggressive. Whoever Michael Porter Jr. is on needs to be aggressive. Anthony Simons, hopefully he can get his shot going.
And you can score in the paint on them too, so continue attacking the basket, get to the free throw line. If you can go at Jokic and maybe get him in foul trouble early, that would be huge as well.
Yep. I don't really like their bench defensively outside of Bruce Brown. Like Jeff Green's up there in age. Zeke Naji has always just been meh to me. Bones Highland isn't a good defensive player. I don't think Christian Brown as a rookie, he's not lengthy, like 8'3" standing reach. He's a guy I think you can attack. So it's going to be interesting. Like Shaden Sharp, it would be nice to see him get going a little bit. The bench unit, who do you play if Justice Winslow can't go tonight? Who do you give his minutes to?
I think against Denver, you probably will have to play Eubanks more. And then just play all the other guys a few more minutes, assuming they're playing well. I'd love to see Jabari Walker get a shot, but I don't think that's going to be what they end up doing. I think they're gonna throw as many minutes as they can from Nurkic, and the rest of the minutes will be Eubanks. We just won't have that small lineup much tonight.
Yeah. Any other things you're looking for in this game?
Just really excited to see how they respond after winning that game yesterday, if they have energy. And this is another bonus of having depth. And the starters played big minutes yesterday, but that's when you have this depth that like play Sharp 5 more minutes tonight, right? Play Nas 5 more minutes tonight, because those guys didn't play a ton last night. So hopefully they can provide a spark. And this was a game that would have helped if Winslow's out, to have Gary Payton II as that defensive spark off the bench. Unfortunately, we don't have that again, but he's being reevaluated on Thursday, I think. So hopefully he'll be ready to go shortly after that. But yeah, just use your depth today on a back-to-back. Don't necessarily play the starters major minutes.
Yep. And then get out and keep playing in transition. I thought the Blazers got a lot of quality shots in transition against the Lakers, especially Dame. Like, going back and watching some of the plays from that game, the early offense type of stuff was really, really good. Dame was able to get a wide open layup off of some early offense, transition offense. Lakers just hadn't matched up. He was able to get an open three off that. It was like the ball was being brought up the right side of the court, got kicked over across the court to Hart, and he kicked it back across the court to Dame. And as a defense, when you're getting back, you're not even like on your man yet, and the ball's getting like skipped around the court like that. It's hard to account for guys. And defenses are gonna be heavily accounting for Dame, but in certain situations, if you can get the ball up early, like, you don't want to give up a wide open layup. You know, you like the two main principles in transition defense, you got to guard the ball and you got to protect the rim, right? Yeah. So sometimes if you get the ball up early, which is what the Blazers have done to start this year, like, those two things will take precedent over, okay, where's Damian Lillard at on the floor? And if teams are worried that much about where Damian Lillard is on the floor, you got other guys that can attack and probably get some quality looks early in transition, especially against a Denver team who's not the quickest in terms of their starting lineup.
Yeah, that's where Hart grabs a rebound goes. You should be able to get at least 2 or 3 like just coast to coast lands in this game if he's hurting the ball up the court.
Yep. So, anything else you wanted to touch upon for this stream?
Anyone going to the game tonight? Ask Kieran. Yeah, I don't know. I know a few people that don't, but
I'm not.
Tori
I would like to go to a game at some point, but
yeah. But
Avar says 4-0 would be such a nice FU to the media that just hates on us constantly.
Fly guys going. Clearly a bot's going Wednesday and next Wednesday. Gotta be loud tonight if you're going. Jetson's going. Chris S says he might go last minute. We'll hope to see everyone on the post-game show after the game. Hopefully celebrating a 4-0 start.
Yep. 4-0 would be awesome. Let's keep the good vibes rolling, man. It's weird having good vibes on a Blazers team in the Blazers season, but this season feels different. This team was built different. All right? And hopefully they continue to look like they're built different. Play some defense, hit some shots, get Ant going. MPJ guarding you, attack him. That's what I'm looking for in tonight's game. Of course, after the game, we will break down everything we talked about in this preview stream and talk about if they succeeded in some of our goals or not. And we'll look at team stats, all that sort of stuff. We got Krish on graphics again, so looking forward to it.
We'll be talking about Ant's 30-point game tonight.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. That would be awesome to see. Yes, the game starts at 7 o'clock. It's on NBA TV. So if you're not in the Portland area, you can watch it on NBA TV. Unfortunately, if you're in the Portland area, you can't. It's just, blackout restrictions and all that. So hopefully you guys enjoy the game. Hopefully the Blazers get a win and move to 4-0 as they start this 4-game homestand. We'll have you covered with the post-game show. And with that being said, we are out of here. We'll catch you later on tonight. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.